Hey, Russell Hotel's going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. I'm here with Tiffany. Today is Monday, so happy, what is the day today? Happy Monday, December 29th. We got Miss Tiffany. Today is, well, cause today is Monday, right? So Mondays are devoted to Miss Tiffany. Even during the holiday season, we got to have Miss Tiffany on here, right? She ain't doing
Oh,
nothing else. She ain't doing nothing else anyway. So we had to get her.
you would think,
And
I would love that to be the truth. I would
what,
love
what,
that
what
to
do
be
you
the
mean?
truth because this is kind of a weird week, and I'm like, why am I working this hard this week? I mean, I've been working for the last few hours. I feel
Oh,
like
really?
any time between Christmas and New Year's is that dead holiday, but I'm like, no, no, not for
Uh,
me,
huh, I'm
not
trying
for
to
me.
get. I'm sorry. I'm working on trying to get this Instagram to be live, but if for some
Oh,
reason it's not being live, I mean, you can see me. I can see you. We're live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and we're supposed to be live on Instagram too. But for some reason, the key is not working. Wait a minute. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. No, it's not doing what it's not doing its thing. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, what's going on? As I work on this, I'm still gonna try to see if I can salvage it. But what's going on? How were your holidays?
it was good. It was good. Um, Visiting family. So I'm still in Charleston visiting my family. I
Okay.
fly out. I fly out tonight back to Chicago.
Okay.
So yeah. It was a good week. You know what? I was really excited to have some really good weather. I mean, it was about 78 degrees on Christmas.
Wow,
You
you can't beat
can't get
that.
that in Chicago. Yeah. It was very pleasant. And so now I'm going back to the cold, the ice, the snow, the sleet.
Now,
The
is it
only
snowing
thing,
there? Is it snowing in Chicago now?
it's either snowing or it will be.
Oh, good. Oh,
It was
good.
it was raining yesterday. Matter of fact, let me check on my flight. It was raining yesterday, and I heard that there were tornado warnings. I'm like, who has tornado warnings in winter? But uh, winter in Chicago.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. Well, hey, that's okay. I mean, hey, that's all right. I mean, it's just part of it. That's part of living there, and that's where you wanted to live. Okay. So
exactly.
there
We
you
we
go.
go
There
we,
you go.
we go
So
through this, several times a month. So it is what it is, right? It is what
so
it is.
take it as it comes. Okay. Take it as it comes. So feel free to make comments out there. The chat is open. If you have anything, any questions for either of us, and if you do chime in, make sure you let us know where you are. I think for next year, I want to see where people are. Not just that you chiming in, not that just you want to
Okay,
make the chat, but where you are, in the world. You know what I mean?
okay,
So just
that's
so we
fair.
have a gauge. Just so we have a gauge. Is that good, Tiffany?
That's fair. Well, you know me. I'm always curious about what's going on with other people. So yeah, I want to know where you're from, what's going
Yeah,
on.
yeah. I'm
Absolutely.
just trying to change up a little bit, just trying to
Yeah.
change the little things here. But yeah, so now I'm still trying
Well,
to
I
work
will
on this.
say, I will say we're pretty good with engaging with commenters because you know how some people you get on a podcast and you go in to make a comment and it doesn't get addressed or you know I feel like we're
Yes.
good about bringing people into the conversation, right?
Oh yeah. No, that's what, and that's what it's all about. That and as we should be that way, but some people are not.
Right.
But yeah, we ain't those people. Okay, we're
We're
not
not.
trying to do that. Well, no, if you make comments, we appreciate them, and we want to make sure that I bring the comments up and we answer them as best we can. And if we can't, then we'll figure something out. We'll make up some shit if we can't figure it out.
Right. I mean,
Ooh.
fair, fair.
Oh man.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so I know
you
go
came
ahead.
at me about not working. What have you been doing? Are you what are you doing this week? Are you doing family time? Are you working? Are you taking some time off?
Well, no, I mean, I think it'll be more. No, I don't think it will be. It'll be more content creating
Yeah.
content, not necessarily working because all my stuff is done. I mean, I do have a couple of things I'm sourcing for, meetings that I'm sourcing for.
Mhm.
One happens to be possibly a cruise. I'm not, we haven't, not 100%
Fancy.
sure on this yet, but possibly a cruise for about 50 people or something like that.
Okay.
So
So,
hopefully that comes to fruition.
is it
Hmm?
just like is it strictly social? Are we doing a meeting on this cruise? Because I was always curious about do
This
people
is
do business
strictly
cruising?
social. This is
Okay,
strictly social.
good job.
But there are people that do, I guess, corporate cruises, or I mean, where they
Yeah.
have meetings and things like that. There is meeting space or separate space on cruise ships. Um, and
Well,
it's normally a lot of times. Go ahead.
I say that because, and I don't know if you noticed, but even at conferences, IMAX, I've seen the cruise lines there representing. So I'm always curious about, are they pushing that, those groups in business, or is it, just a group of business professionals getting together socially? I don't know. So I was just curious.
I think some of that is incentive travel.
Yeah.
They a group of people going together,
Right.
but I don't know if it's they just eat together, they dine together. I don't know I guess the ins and outs. Do they actually have meetings? I mean, that's what I want to see. Like go on
Yeah.
a ship and say, they have a meeting, set up, theater style or the conference style, and they're having a meeting with overheads and all that stuff. I haven't seen that. I have yet to see that on a cruise ship. And I
Okay.
want to see that. I want to experience that.
Well, I will say this. I will share this story. There was a particular cruise line that will remain nameless that was at one of our, supplier planner events. So I had an appointment with him. And of course, so obviously they're looking for, group business. And I asked him about the meeting part. He says, well, we have limited space. So depending on our schedule, we can see if we can fit you in. And instantly I was like, what do you mean you can fit us in? You know what I mean? Like, and so immediately it turned me off that I would have to fit my schedule, my programming, my agenda to fit that cruise line. I'm like, that's not how it works. Venues. So ever since then, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if cruises are the best venue for particular, structured events. But like you said, incentives and even maybe retreats, something that's more lax and,
Yeah.
but having full agendas. And they were like, well, if we don't have a entertainment in our theater, we can possibly let you have it. And I'm like, come on, man, how can I sell that if you're telling me,
Yes.
I don't really
Yes.
want the
Yes. Yes.
business? So
Yes, yeah, yeah. They're a different animal. They're definitely a different animal. But
yeah,
you booked cruises before, and you know how that whole thing works, right? As
yeah,
far as
yeah, yeah.
I like the commission structure thing.
Well, yeah, yeah. I'm like, well, yeah, we'll put out our secrets out there, of course.
I'm
Yeah,
all I'm saying is I like the way the
I hear
structure
you.
is set up. That's all I say. I didn't go into detail,
I
anything
hear
like
you.
that. But yeah, no,
Have
I
you been
do
on a
appreciate that.
cruise yourself?
Have I been on yeah, I've been on one too many cruises. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not the biggest cruise fan. I'll do them, but I'm not. No, I'm not. The best one I went on that, maybe I'm getting old. I don't know, and I don't want to be around a bunch of kids. Okay, so maybe that's it.
It
But
does
the best
depend.
one I went on, that was practically no kids, was a cruise to Alaska that I
Uh-huh.
did, maybe about 3 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. Man, I mean, it stopped at all these different cities that
Yeah.
you heard of, and each city had its own unique kind of thing. Although they're all in Alaska, but they have their own unique flair, to their cities and their destinations. It was cool. It was the most educational, the most relaxing, and you weren't worried about kids, or you didn't have to worry about kids, but you didn't see a bunch of kids and stuff like that. So it was cool. It was definitely cool. So that was the best cruise I ever been on. But yeah, I've been on the other ones with a bunch of kids and all that stuff too. So I
Yeah.
know exactly what I want and what don't want. So I'm hoping the next cruise I go on is going to be like a European cruise that
Sure.
goes between certain countries and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to something like that. So we'll
Yeah.
see. We will
Well,
see. We
so
will
you know, I'm
see.
looking forward. I've been on a cruise and I wasn't. It wasn't my cup of tea, but I am looking
Hmm.
forward to my cruise on Virgin, adults only,
Okay.
in
Okay.
February. I mean, you know, the influencers have been out all over my timeline talking about the upscale and the food. So I'm looking forward to it. So stay tuned next year,
Okay. All right. Okay. Sounds good. You said in February?
February
Oh,
2026. Get ready.
wow. That should be
So,
cool. That should be
and
cool.
and it's funny too. I did notice them at IMAX this year, and I meant to go over and talk with them, and I didn't get a
Hmm.
chance. So it looks like they do have some type of group structure or looking to get into more. I don't know. You know, I'm not going to speak for these cruise lines about what their what their plans are with us. But I do know that they paid the booth fee, they paid to exhibit at IMAX, so
Yeah. Yeah. There
yeah,
must be something to it, right? There must be
something.
something to it. They're there
So
for a reason. They ain't there
yes,
just to lose money, I would guess, or
no,
waste money. So there's
yeah,
a method to their madness, I guess. Yeah, I always wanted to meet with them, but I just never have. Never. I don't know. But I know
yeah,
someone that did, and I need to ask them because I walked by. In fact, at IMAX, I walked by and there was someone that I knew that was sitting with them. And I was gonna
mm,
ask her, like, what did you meet with them about? Why did you why did you meet with them? What did you talk about? So I'm gonna ask her. And I think it may have been Virgin that she was sitting with,
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. So I'm you know what? I'm gonna send her a message after this thing just
Okay.
to ask her.
I
Yeah,
do
you
know
know,
a
maybe.
few fellow event people that have they put together their own retreat. So, and they did have some kind of programming. They worked on, you know, their goals and their plans during while they were at sea. They had a lot of these like team building, you know, activities where they, you know, dined together. They went to the events together. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see if that, you know, increases if we see more of
Hmm.
that, you know, down the line. But
Hmm. Now, do you have any
who
groups
knows?
that would be interested in going on the cruise?
I don't groups. I
Like
don't know.
corporate related
Maybe
groups,
socially.
socially.
Yeah, no. Yeah, just socially, you know, groups of, you know, somebody selling a birthday and they're bringing all their, you know, peeps to celebrate with them,
Yeah.
but not so much. I would say more of uh, a retreat, not so much corporate retreat, but maybe, you know, team retreat, smaller teams that want to kind of get together. I think it's a fantastic idea if you have the budget for it,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. No. It could be
I
interesting.
do know. Oh, speaking of which, I do know, I think it was last year, there was this restaurant in in Hilton Head, South Carolina. And then we visited the restaurant owner. So it's a small, you know, family owned restaurant, took his entire employees on a cruise. And I thought that was pretty cool.
That is.
And they, you know, posted about it on social media and, you know, and it wasn't like, I mean, it was a nice size. I want to say, you know, at least 20 people,
Mm.
25 people. And we're talking about they shut down the restaurant, you know, it was closed
Okay.
and we foot the bill for all their employees. I mean, something like that. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I get to go on a so I think there's a place for things like that and just different, you know, different industries and lines of business. Why not? You
Hmm.
know?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think so. I like that. I like that idea. I
Yeah.
like that idea. So what else going on? What else going on?
Other than work. So I do want to share this. I thought this was interesting. And I think we we talked about last week a little bit about maybe the lack of personal holiday emails and reaching out. And I got an email that said, you know, happy holidays. But what it was a personal email. So it was an email from a hotel manager that said happy holidays. It wasn't the generated happy holidays from Marriott, you know, it was from so and so.
Mm.
And it was this particular city. And I had met with them at holiday showcase, maybe I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And the city came up, and I said, "Oh yeah, I have to source for that city next year." So I replied with, "Hey, thanks. By the way, do you have this date available?" And this was last week, and I felt really bad, right? It was that Monday, or people at work or whatnot. And I remember thinking like, I got to source because it's coming up, right? It's in February. I gotta do it. And I was like, I just don't feel like doing it. As soon as that email come up, it came top of mind. Like, oh yeah, I do have that city. And all I wanted to know is if the date was available. I was like, you don't have to do anything. We could talk later. We could talk, after the holidays. And honestly, I didn't expect them to reply, but they did. And they said,
Mm,
I actually do have reply within the hour. I actually have that date available. Great. Let's
wow.
let's hold that, and I will send you the official RFP next week, which I just did today. That's why I am working. But I just thought, thank you for sending my happy holidays email because because I didn't get that many this year. And two, thank you for moving yourself top of mind because I remember meeting with them saying, "Oh, I'm going to reach out because I do need some information about that city." And I never did
Mm,
because, life. So I just appreciate that simple outreach. Hey, happy holidays. It was great to meet you at Holiday Showcase. That's it. I feel like you don't have to do anything elaborate. You don't have to put all these images on it. You don't have to do this whole lifeline email. It was two sentences that kept me top of mind with them. And if all goes well, they're going to get the business.
wow. Wow. See that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense for hotels destination to do these things,
Yeah.
but make them a little bit more personal.
Yeah.
and and like you said, they became top of mind, so they don't know what we're working on, right?
Right.
Because it may have been something you haven't put out to the world yet, but now all of a sudden you remember just because of that email, like, oh my god, let me respond to this, and then they happen to respond, because a lot of times people are checked out. They're checked out. Oh, it's
Right.
holidays, I'm not here, I'm not, even if I'm here, I saw that email, but I'm not going to respond to it. Believe me, all that stuff happens. So for them to do that, you know what? Shout out to them. Shout out
Yeah,
to
yeah,
them for
I'll
doing
keep you
that.
updated. I will definitely shout it out if it kind of comes to fruition, but right now we're just in the start and so far so good. And a lot of times that first entry is how you gauge how that relationship's going to go. Because
Hmm.
it was just it was personable, two, it was like, you know what they said? They said, "Thank you for thinking of us." I
Wow.
was like, "Okay." And it's certain things like that where you're like, okay, we're gonna make this happen, and a lot of
Hmm.
times we talk about what sales managers don't do, or they don't make you feel welcome. But that little, and it's such a small sentence, it's such a small token that I'm like, I think this is going to be a good relationship here. If they can make this work. So yeah, yeah, we're
The
off to
little
a good
things that
start.
make a big difference.
It really does though. And I think that's what the point is. We don't like, I'm giggling. I'm like, we don't require a lot as planners.
Well, I think it depends on the planner. Okay, and I can't believe you even said that. It's a
I
good
was like,
thing I'm sitting in the chair
I
that
can't
I'm
even say
sitting
that in a
in.
straight face. Wait,
Some some planners don't require a lot. Okay, go ahead,
okay. I joke a lot about needing to be wined and dined, but I really don't.
Tiffany.
Honestly, I need, just to be appreciated, just to, like I said, that token of thanks for thinking of us and making me feel like if I have a program with you, it's going to be all good. That's all I need, honestly.
Oh, is that all you need?
That's
Oh,
all,
okay.
honestly.
Huh. Hmm.
So,
Interesting.
well, okay,
Interesting.
Russell, no, but seriously, real talk. Let's say, we
Real talk.
we go to these planner events and they take us to dinner and this
They
the steak
wine and
was,
dine you.
we're having wine and they pick up the bill and it's great. But then, okay, they did that, but what happens if they drop the ball in a program or they give us, pass us on to someone else who doesn't communicate? I mean, then what was the point of it? I mean, that dinner is not going to help me have a successful program. You know what I mean? And that's what It's important.
Yeah, well, okay, but that's a start though. Okay, that's a start, right? Is that a
Right.
start? Is that not a start?
No, no, no. It is a start, but I'm just saying, like the purpose is, the goal is to have a good program, to have success in that event. Okay.
You're right. You're right. But sometimes without that whatever wine and dining experience, they may not have even been on your radar.
Right.
Okay, so one leads to something else, right? Now,
Right.
normally the people that drop the ball aren't the same people that wine and dine you. Okay,
Yeah,
so look, I mean, you got to remember that, right? Things are going to happen. It's just the recovery part, right?
that's true.
Things are going to happen. Maybe the ball got dropped, but what was the recovery? Did they recover at all, or did it just got worse? It went from bad to worse. Now, okay, that's a different thing. But it still comes back to that first person. The first person is not the one that's servicing that event. So you got to give them grace, right? Now maybe the property has a whatever, maybe they're marked because of what happened, but I mean, things happen. It's just like I said, it's always about the service recovery. But like me, okay, so I'm simple, okay. Some French fries and a beer,
Oh,
that's
here
all I
we go.
need, right?
Here
That's
we
that's
go.
all I need. And someone did this for me, right? So this Tiffany was there to witness this, right? I'm not gonna go into a whole detail of who it was and whatever, but we were at a function, and a person from a hotel group invited us to have some cocktails at the bar. Okay. And she said, are you guys hungry? Whatever. I look at the menu because you guys know that I don't eat there's certain things I don't eat, right? And the only thing that I can eat, because I have this vegan diet, right? The only thing I can eat was some French fries, right? And of course, I'm drinking beer, right? So I said, well, hey, French fries and beer, that sounds good to me. So I got my French fries and beer. And then when an opportunity came up for me to source that person for a potential meeting or whatever it was, it came up. It actually came up. I think during that whole exchange of French fries and beer, I said, "Hey, I do have an RFP. I'm going to send it to you." But it was based on, I wasn't even thinking about it until we got the French fries and beer, right?
Wait, wait,
So
wait, 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 wait. Okay, that doesn't. Okay, so you're saying it didn't dawn on you that that would work until you're eating your French fries, like because there was conversation before these French fries. There was conversation throughout the conference. You
okay,
knew
but
who they
yeah,
were before you ate. You know what I
no,
mean?
first of all, I didn't meet with her. Now let me back up. I did not
Okay,
meet with her during the conference, the one-on-one appointments. I did not meet with her. Okay, I did
okay,
not meet with her. I didn't know which hotel she represented, because that one particular hotel group had, they have different maybe
right.
territories or whatever. And this meeting was taking place in California, so I wasn't sure. And she's based in the Midwest, so I'm like, well, I don't know if she handles that or not. During the conversation over the French fries and beer, that was oh, then she brought that up. I'm like, oh, okay, well then I have this RFP, but it would not have happened if one for the French fries and beer, and then just the regular the conversation that was uncovered. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
uncovering things as we're going, as we're having these conversations and enjoying my French fries and beer. And just so happens, just for people that are listening, Tiffany has some French fries too. Okay, so don't act like you didn't. Okay, so she
Yeah,
took care of all of us, and cocktails for you as well.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
see, so that's where it starts. Just like it started with you, it started with me too. That kind of made me think of something. You got a card that made you, that put them top of
Hmm,
mind.
hmm.
We happen to be next to each other, and the French fries and beer. Kind of like, hey, wait a minute. Okay, let me ask you these questions, and then blah 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 blah.
Right.
Find out that, yeah, she does handle these particular hotels in California. So I'm like, I'm gonna send you RFP tomorrow, and I did. I think I did it that night. I think I actually sent it that
Me
night
too.
when I got back to my room, because that's what I do. That's how I get down. So there you go.
Well, I will say there's been many a business made at the hotel bar. because and I say this all the time. I mean, we talk about these appointments and these conferences and bombarded by information from so many people in so little time. But imagine, hello, sales manager, I'm talking to you, that took the time after those appointments to bring a few people to the bar, to the dinner, and actually, so now you have the spotlight on that conversation. And you know what? A lot of times, and I'm reflecting over the past year, it's not even a sales strategy. I'm not being sold to. They're not giving me a presentation. We're at the bar just he and ha ha ha. And now it's like to
Exactly.
your point, like you said, oh wait, I do have an RFP. It's in that conversation because we weren't even talking. I mean, business comes up, but other
Yes.
things come up. And then a lot of times, and I say this too, your likability factor goes sky high when you're doing that.
Yeah.
You're like, now I
Yeah.
like you. Now I really
Yes.
want to do business with you. Now I can feel like we got a good vibe. Now I feel like you get me. So why wouldn't you take the time to do that? Now I say with you, all it takes is beer and French fries. Look, that's
Beer
it.
and French fries.
That's a
Hey,
cheap date right there.
I'm a cheap date right there. Okay. I'm a cheap date and she got
Right?
RFP. Okay.
Yeah. So when people say, "Oh, I don't have the budget," or they won't give me the budget, you think we need this three
You,
course meal with dessert? Nah,
you
you buy
don't
a
need all
cocktail.
that. You don't need all of that.
You really
Just like
don't.
I'll just use another example. AIC, right? They bought us
Okay.
some drinks, and then next thing you know, I'm talking about we did a whole segment on AIC
Yeah, yeah,
maybe a month
and
ago.
because we had to understand what it was, and you can't do that in a quick meeting. I didn't
And a
know what was
one-on-one
going on.
appointment, you could not do that. You couldn't. You're
Yeah,
absolutely right. You're absolutely
and
right.
to your point, a lot of these, hotel and management companies, they represent a cross section of hotels. Well, we won't know until we're actually having those conversations. To your point, where you're like, wait a minute, I do have a location I need to source for. You can't you can't do that in a one-on-one appointment. I mean, even
No.
when you go and book them and it says their company, like you said, if I went into it and I said, oh, who's AI? I have no idea. I'm not going to look them up.
Hmm.
I got time for that.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So these like smaller, micro events, whatever you want to call it, are so vital because you just don't know how much business you can get from us from that. Like I said, I need to
Exactly.
make my job easy. That one email that said happy holidays, I'm sending you the business and I'm checking it off
Yes.
because you know. So
There
yeah,
you go.
let's do
There
more
you
of
go. So,
those. Let's do more of those in 2026.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And for people to think those one-on-one appointments are the end all be all, they're really missing the boat because
Oh,
they're not.
100%.
That's just scratching the surface of something, right?
It's
But
just a
you
gateway.
know,
It's just that entry
it's just a
point.
gateway. I like that
Yeah.
gateway. It's just a gateway to
Yeah.
something that could be a lot. You have to still uncover a lot of things. That's just a gateway to, okay, you
Right.
know who I am now. But I really don't know who you are. You know who I am, but what are you about? Who do you
Sure.
represent? What do you represent? Um, what do you have? I mean, are you going to ask me questions about me? Do you care about me, as a
Right.
person before we even get into the business part? So yeah, and you can't do that in 15 minutes, you
No.
know, because half of that is you're trying to figure me out and I'm trying to figure you out. So that's 50% of is based on me, 50% is based on you. But and on when you're away from that and you're having cocktails or beer and french fries, then now people are opening up. You know what I mean? Like now I'm like, I'm putting in your hands, okay? Because I got beer and french fries,
Oh,
okay?
geez. You and these French fries. And I will say about these beer and French fries, the only reason why that was acceptable and okay, because didn't so we ate. I think that was after a function.
That
Because let
was
me tell you, that French fries, they wouldn't have cut it if if that was it. I'm like, hold on, we need some kind of dinner. But no, I say that imagine having a few drinks or two before you go to dinner. All these conferences have these structure events and the agenda, and everybody knows you get that agenda far ahead of time. The reception's at 6 o'clock. All right, well, 4 o'clock, are you at the bar? Oh, do you remember? Speaking of which, do you remember Is it Destination Southeast? It, the little hotel bar in the middle, that was like the headquarters.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
you, things like that are so simple. Just go down to the lobby. You'll see us.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
you get to
Exactly.
talking, and you're like, hey, I'm from so and so. Let me cover your drink. And while, let me get to know you. Like you said, are you getting to
Yeah.
know us? Are you asking us questions? Are you getting to know what programs we're doing, or getting to know our needs? So simple. And to our point, it's a gateway. We didn't have to travel far. You didn't have to make a reservation or confirm something. You literally just had to show up in the lobby.
Yeah. You're coming down there anyway. You
You
know
know
what
what I'm
I
saying?
mean?
Shoot. You
That's
bought me
true.
two
That
drinks.
is
Now we're
true.
best friends. What you need from
There you
me?
go. There you go. You won't
So
forget that. You don't forget that. I
no,
don't forget when people, because it's not that, to
no,
me, it doesn't happen that often. You know what I mean? So I
no.
remember everybody that's, especially when it comes to the beer and French fries. Okay. So that
Clearly,
combination right there,
right.
it was deadly. It was deadly.
That's
I
your
was like,
thing.
oh my God. I was like, oh, what else do you need? You know what I
Mm.
mean? You know?
That's the key, right? That's the key to making your sales numbers. Just a beer and some fries. Can you imagine?
Beer and fries. Beer and
Oh
some fries.
man,
That's
that
all I
that
needed. That's all
ROI
I needed.
there. That ROI is like 1,000%.
Exactly, exactly. See?
You
So that's
know?
what I'm talking about. That's what
Yeah,
I'm talking about. So, hey, there you go. That's it. You
yeah,
got the secret to, at least the secret to me, right? To my
yeah,
heart, you know what I mean? Beer and
yeah.
some french fries. So, hopefully someone out there is watching this and they say, "Hey, you're the beer and french fry guy. Come
Oh,
on
geez,
over here. Let's
you're gonna
have
get
a
tired of
drink.
that.
Let's have a drink and some fries on me." Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for now. Oh, man.
I'm
But
all
yeah,
for it.
but all planners are not made alike. Okay, just so everyone knows out there, some of them are,
Exactly.
some of them are up here where their expectations are off the charts, right? You
Right.
know,
They
some of
want they
them,
want they want Beyonce tickets, they want
yeah,
rooftops, they want,
exactly, yeah,
you know,
exactly,
you gotta
exactly.
do a little
Some
more
of
to get
us
that
are just
business.
humble. We're just happy to get whatever, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But some people are not like that. Okay, so just know, read the room, read
Wow.
the room.
Wow. I can't help it if I'm used to being wined and dined. You talking about you don't get it
Okay,
often. What? Come
okay,
on.
okay, okay.
I
Well,
like it.
if you're used to doing it, okay, that doesn't mean okay, okay, you're used to it. Okay, what does that
I'm
mean
just
though?
saying
What
there's
you
there's
got
a
to
lot of
demand more because you're used to it?
no, I'm
You
just saying
expect more? What are you
there's a
saying?
lot of
That's what you just
times
said.
there's been a lot of invitations extended. That's all I'll say, and but at the same time, here's the thing. Bottom line, it's still business. And I love this industry. I love the people I've met, but knowing there should be some opportunity. There have been things where I just turned down just because I'm not in that market, so it doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, when I'm, having drinks with someone, it still comes to business. It's still not, I'm not going to, we're not on a date. I don't expect you to, pay and do things. And, it just, it should lead to some type of business or referral, and I'm very cognizant of that. I'm very like the people I've met, I'm like, hey, I want to see if something comes up, I want to see if I can get you there, because we've taught values, I know your mission, I know that you get me. So we talk and joke about going to all these places and stuff, but I'm just going to speak for me. I'm not the
Yeah,
type of
please
planner
do.
that's just
Please
like
do.
I'm not the type of player that just goes to events for the swag and the food. Because at the end of the day, I can buy my own food. I can buy my own drinks if I had to.
Okay.
If I had to.
Okay.
So no,
Yeah.
I'm just what I mean though. Like there
No,
are
I
people.
don't. You're on your own
Well,
on this one.
I'm just saying there might be some people in this industry that love the flashiness of these events, and they're like, "What can I get for free?" And
Oh
with
yeah, there's
nothing
a
in
lot of
return.
them. Oh
I'm,
yeah, oh yeah. People just popped in my head. Just people that do
oh,
that.
And here's the thing, I never want to be in that group or labeled that way because people are going to find out who those people are. And I don't want to be in that category. I never want to be like, oh, she
Yeah,
just comes to events to eat,
exactly.
to get
And a lot of those people don't have business. A lot of those people that are
right.
like that have no business, which is that's the sad part. And that's the part that that gives our what we do a bad
A bad
you know,
name.
a bad
Yeah.
name. Yeah,
Right.
because yeah, there's enough of those. I mean, there's not a lot, but there's a few, and I know a few. And this is the problem. This is what you don't want when you're one of those people, for the suppliers to start talking amongst themselves, just like we talk amongst ourselves about,
Hmm.
maybe this hotel, that hotel, or this salesperson, that
Hmm.
salesperson. They do the same thing. Like that planner, like that doesn't have anything. That planner is just basically, working the system. You know what I mean? So you don't want to be on the other side of those conversations, right?
Right.
So yeah, so we all have to watch what we do. We all have to make sure, because at the end, like you said, at the end of the day, this is all business. This is business that we're here
Sure.
to do,
Yeah.
to conduct, and we have stuff that we're bringing to you potentially, right? I mean, you
Exactly.
got to do your part. Everyone has to do their part, right? Everything has to line up, but we do have business for people. So there you go. There you go.
I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Hey, every now and then I come up with something. I pull something out of my butt every now and then.
Food for thought, though. Food for thought.
Woo, that was a good one. All right, so okay, so we're at 36 minutes. I know you have another meeting coming up, so
Yeah, it was like I'm gonna wrap this up, but you know what? This was good. I feel like we got, we get some good tips in a short amount of time, and it's a good. I feel like this is a good setup for the following year, or when people are thinking about what can I do better, or how can I reach planners, or what is hit right here. This is like we literally gave them, like you said, tips, blueprint.
yeah, see, so that's why you're here, Tiffany, to
Oh,
add
thank
a
you.
little more to it. So, and you do, and I appreciate what you did in 25. We're looking forward to more in 26, going on like almost a year of you doing this with me.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. And it's all about consistency, right? So I hope that we're consistent with this, where you come on every Monday and we continue to kind of just talk. And we didn't have a topic. This is stuff that we just
You didn't have
came
to
up
tell them
with,
that.
right?
We could have
We
just
didn't have
played it
this
off.
topic, yeah. Okay, well, I'm too honest. Okay,
You are
this was just off the
real.
dome, off the
Yeah,
dome. Obviously, this was something that we needed to talk about. So
clearly.
there you
Yeah.
go. There you
All right.
go. So anyway, so you're flying back to Chicago, back to
I
the
am.
the wonderful weather of Chicago. So safe travels for you
Thank
back,
you.
and any plans for New Year's Eve?
No, not so much. Not right now. We'll see. But no.
Oh, okay. You still
You?
got another day or 2 days for that? No, I'll be at home. I can tell you right now that will be at home.
Okay.
So right where I am now, that's where
Okay.
I'll right where I am now, that's where I'll be. I may I'm gonna try to go see a couple of hotels here in LA while either probably not today, but tomorrow or the next day, or maybe like Friday, something one of those days. So I'm gonna try to get out because there's a couple of hotels that just finished their renovations, or sometime earlier this year. I just haven't seen them, so I just want to go check it out. Maybe do a live from there. But right now, for me, it's all about the content, creating content, putting stuff out. I'm going through, and I didn't realize. I mean, it's like thousands of photos and
Oh my
videos that
gosh. Yes. I
that I
I
haven't
hear
even
you.
touched.
Okay, that's what I'll be doing New Year's Eve. I'll be going through that. I did see some of your highlights of this year. I do have a highlight reel that I want to put out. Tuning, man. I don't know about you, but we've been in quite a few places, quite a few things. So
Yeah, yeah,
I'm working
yeah.
on putting that out there. So yeah, yeah. Instagram is the channel of choice for all that stuff. So I'm gonna do some
Yep,
reels.
yep. Yep. So yeah, I'm working some more on that. In fact, I have a couple that are in the can right now, so I just
Okay.
have to go through them and
Hopefully I'm
re-edit
in
a
some
couple
of
of
them.
things.
Am I in some of them?
No, no,
I
you're
got
not.
you're in some of them. I have some photos. You're in some.
Okay, as I should be, as I should be. So,
Jesus.
I don't know. You're probably in some. I gotta look. I mean, like I said, I've been there's so many photos and videos
Yeah.
that I have, and I cleaned up some stuff, meaning I got rid of some, but there's still so many more. So I just have to figure out which ones I want to, put out there. But no, it's good. I mean, if that's the worst of my or the biggest challenge I have, then okay, well, trying to figure out what photos and videos to put on, hey, that's okay. But no, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, so I'll work on that, and this is a good time to do that because more and more people during the holidays are looking at content. So you
Right.
want to make sure you put content out there for people,
Right.
and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'll be working on, and I guess that's it.
All right.
Anything else?
No, I'm gonna part with you, and I guess see you next year. Hey.
Ooh, wow, yay! I know you've been waiting
Well,
to say
yeah.
that. Okay.
Uh,
Oh, I can't wait for this. I can't wait to say this.
I know,
See you
right?
next year.
The next time I see you, it will be next year.
Uh, yeah, okay. Very
Good
good.
old 2026.
Anyway, 2026. All right. Well, you be safe. Safe travels back to Chi-Town.
Well, thank
And
you.
that's it. And it's a beautiful day in LA, just in case you wanted to know. Although
I
there was
didn't.
an earthquake today. There's an earthquake this morning.
Wow.
Yeah, it
Did
was
you
two
feel
point.
it
It
or
was a
no?
small one. Yeah, it was 2.3. So, and it was in the
Wow.
area, but it was in the area. It was
Okay.
within 2 miles of where I live.
Okay.
So that ain't
Wow.
necessarily good, but it you can feel it, you felt it, it was a jolt. But then it went away. So it lasted maybe a second or so. But you
Oh,
know what an earthquake is. So, but anyway. That's
you'll
it.
be
Anyway, that's it. Guys, have a great day. Thank you again. And remember, tomorrow on air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. It'll be show number 325, I believe. Something like that. Anyway, that'll be tomorrow at 1 o'clock, same platforms. So until then,
see you next time.
peace.
Peace.